And a big shout out to you, Carol Lee, everybody. Feel free to liven up the chat box today. Yes, Richard Lang, and I met Richard. I'm just going to say, I'm so glad to see you. So glad to see you.
I'm very glad to see you, Seth. So pumped for this.
Love it, love it, love it. I know you're going to make some awesome contributions. Hey, Joan, Beverly, Lillian's in the house. Hey, Loretta, great to have you. Darlene, Darlene, you and your hubby taking the picture in front of the flag with the CEO shirt. That is legitimate. That is legitimate. Thank you. Hey, Vandy. Hi, Sue. Odell, Greg, and Patty. Good to have you on. It's me and Hannah. Today. So let's get started. I'm going to target 20 to 30 minutes today on our call. I'm going to invite you to play all out. Okay. Will you do that? If you're in and you agree that you're going to play all out, either type 100 into the chat box or raise your hand like your reaction hand. Like there's you can hit the reactions button at the bottom. Okay, I see some hundreds there. I'm going to open my chat box here so I can see this at the same time. Raise your hand. Okay, Richard's got his hand up. I'm raising my hand. This is you accepting responsibility and kind of being accountable to yourself, right? So awesome. Great to see those hands up. I see one. Oh boy, I see hundreds going down the chat box and I see hands up. Awesome. I think that's probably all of us. Hey, Faye, welcome. So glad that you're here. So we are here today for week 4 of the I Can Sell and Recruit team huddle, right? So we've had 4 or 5 days to chew on lesson 4. First of all, I want a gut reaction. I have a gut reaction, but what is your gut reaction having gone now in week 4 or wherever you are? I'm still catching up on some stuff from week 1, by the way, just so you know. I'm not done with my e-card, and that's where I am. And I'm letting myself be there. I'm not going to beat myself up for it. It's totally stupid to beat myself up. I made some progress on it. Okay. I'm excited to get it out. I know some of you, like Richard's, rocking and rolling with these e-card, getting, literally, I'm saying, don't say what? Well, there's sometimes it's appropriate to say stupid, but not to people. And you're right. I will take you on that. I've got little CEO here with me today. Richard's getting hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of likes on his e-card and coming up with different iterations. Remember, 64 pieces of content from that e-card. That's the challenge. But I would love your reaction. What is your gut feeling after going through 4 weeks, almost a month of this I Can Sell and Recruit class? I'm gonna lower all hands. And then I'd love to get some of your reactions. You can 529 likes, Richard says, and filled the funnel. Woo! But all hands are down. Oh, Loretta, did you put yours up again? Awesome. No, you didn't. Okay, I'm gonna lower all hands. Somehow I can do that. I think I can do that somehow. But raise your hand, just so we can go here. I'd love 3 or 4 comments. Just what's your gut reaction after going through 4 lessons? How are you feeling? How are you being affected? Go ahead. I'm waiting for hands. Totally unstuck you. Love that, Joan. Richard, go ahead.
Okay. Well, for one, like I told you, I've been filling the funnel. Yeah. And I really like how we're starting to identify, who customers and builders are. And that's exciting me too. This idea of doing an avatar and not just fishing for rainbow trout in the Pacific Ocean. I can't hear you.
Can you hear me? Is my mic live?
Yeah, now I got you. Yeah,
I would just react like,
yeah,
beautiful, Richard, beautiful.
Yeah, so I'm really looking forward to this building the avatar thing for the ideal customer and builder, because I think I'm gonna need help with that one, because you kind of think, well, gee, everybody is, but it really isn't. But like I say, it's been phenomenal already for me.
Wow, love it. Thank you so much. Wow, great stuff. Getting really specific and building an avatar and knowing who you're going and fishing for, I'm fishing for halibut in Alaska. I'm going to fish differently than if I'm fishing for silver salmon, right? Now, ultimately, can I fish for both? Yes, I can. I can be prepared for both. I can be prepared for both, but I'm probably not going to do both at the same time with the same pole, right? And I'm not going to at will catch what I want if I'm not prepared for that. So I'm going to go Lillian, and then Loretta, you had your hand up, right? Okay, so Lillian, Loretta, Carolee, go ahead. 1, 2, 3. Lillian.
I'm gonna have to postpone my reaction because my dogs just found out that I got in and they're super excited.
Okay, we'll come back to you. You stay up with your hand. We'll go Carolee, Loretta, and then Lillian.
Okay, I used to just look at everybody, boom, everybody as a customer to start with. It didn't matter, but now I'm getting the idea of like focus. What is it that I want to find? What is it that I want to attract? And how I need to be more definite and more particular. I think that's my biggest thing. Instead of just a whole gray area, I'm getting more particular. And I'm loving it. And it's working. Thank you.
Yes. Love it. Beautiful. Loretta.
Yeah. So Carolee, you said exactly what I wanted to say. I'm getting much more focused. And it's funny because it's like I'm almost getting nervous about who to ask, because I'm thinking, okay, well, this one, and you can't judge people, but I'm really specific about who I want to put into the funnel. And it has slowed me down, because before I was just putting people in the funnel and they weren't qualified. So I'm having to have more conversations with them and qualify them. That's what I've learned. So, and there's part of me that I have, my confidence comes up again. So it's really shifting me inside. So thank you. I love these neuro tools. I get all in my head when I get home from work because I'm busy and my job is crazy right now. It's so busy. So I don't have as much energy for it, but I listen to a neuro tool and boom, 45 minutes at my desk from 7 to 7:45 at night. I get so much more done than I did before. And it's just a matter of time. But I haven't got any customers or distributors, but people are interested. I'm having conversations. Yeah, so it's just I'm still learning, still have lots to learn. What to say to people, I get stuck with that, but it's getting better. So
Love it. Loretta, can we play for just a second? Do I have your permission?
Yep.
I love it. You're making some tremendous, and I know, especially when you talk about, well, I noticed that I kind of had to slow some of my processing down, or some of my inviting down, because I needed to nurture better, or I needed to qualify people, right? And I was just having a conversation this morning where somebody was asking, well, does this count as a touch? Does this count as a touch? Do you have to talk to them? And if the more you know people, the more valuable your touches are, right? Like 10 touches and nurtures to people who are my raving fans is very different than me walking down the street here in my little town, or in the copy center where I was today, and 10 touches and smiling at those people because they don't know me from anybody, right? So really dialing down.
That's what I said when we created this.
And knowing that, getting really specific, super important. Now I noticed something, and if you'll allow me to play.
Sure.
Okay,
yeah.
I noticed that when you started out with your gut feeling, what was your feeling about this? It was all boom, 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 positive. I'm learning this. And the more you continued to dialogue, we went from all of the positives to and the neuro tools and how that's helping you. But that was kind of, we all shifted into, you didn't say the word but I felt the word but.
Okay.
But I just need to learn, and I just don't have, I don't have that time. So just be aware of that. Be aware of that energy shift, right? Green zone to, maybe wanting to shift from yellow to red, but, and just those all are realities. Just keep yourself, be mindful that, hey, when you're in the green zone, it's fun. Yeah. And you're doing more than you ever have in that time period. So.
Yeah, thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Great. Thank you. That's wonderful, wonderful feedback. We'll go Lillian, then we'll move on.
What I have noticed is what they have mentioned here, the clarity. I'm more clear on what we're doing, how we're doing it, how the process works. So clarity has been a big thing for me. The other thing that I've noticed is that neurotools have become almost like a second nature. Like every opportunity I have, I'm playing them. But then when I'm not playing them, I catch myself like almost like playing them in my head. So when the conversation, I hear it's like Deb in my head, you start recognizing things like when we're on the power hours and someone says something and we immediately put out something that we've heard in the neurotools. So that is exciting because I think it's finally it's like clicking in the brain, because what is it they say that it takes, I don't know how many days for a behavior 21 days or something like that for a behavior to become permanent. So I've noticed that shift. I want to say something that Carol Lee forgot to say that is super important, and I just asked her. So she's doing another social tenacity class, and it's very intense, and they're also working on the avatar, and they told her, find a picture of yourself and put it in the avatar board, because we are looking for someone like us. So I just told Carol Lee, and Carol Lee says, I found a picture of a younger me, and so I just asked her, can I have that picture too to put in my avatar board? So I just took a screenshot of you guys, because I'm going to put all of you on my avatar board, because we're looking for people like us, right? So I thought that was a big piece, and that's part of the clarity, is who we're looking for. And the other thing that I've been working, and I got another book called The Universe Has Your Back. And it's also this part about allowing, right? Because we get into the work, and we get, I don't know what the word is. I mean, it's like intense, but it's intense it's intense is not in a flowy way. It's intense, like, I got to do this, I got to do this, I got to do this. And sometimes you just need to breathe, that part of allowing things, like, this is easy, it can come to us. And just, I think that when we're in a calmer, and this book stresses that a lot, when you come from a place of love and learning and just being open, that things flow. When we're in this kind of like a little like frantic, because I think it's easy, because we're setting our intentions. We've been a lot better this week with our triad, but you feel this pressure, like, oh, I got to do 10, I got to do 5, or, oh, it's 8 o'clock and I haven't done. So sometimes that, I think it's, in a way it's good, but you shouldn't let it like get yourself all worked up. I don't know if I have the right words. It's almost like, okay, it didn't happen today, just breathe and just allow whatever needs to come to me. That I find myself in that position a lot easier, where I'm going to start getting like, and then I go, no, stop, just, calm, it's going to happen. It's going to flow in. So those are the 3 things that I've noticed for me.
Wow, beautiful. Some great insights. Thank you so much for sharing. This is being recorded. This will be in our CEO team training for people in your teams who want to lead through these classes. When we're not doing the whole class together, they could do week 1 and you could tell them, go to the team huddle, listen, learn, right? So it's all about system, all about duplicating, and all helping you to build a business system. So thanks for teaching. One thing that came up in your conversations was focus. So many people think that this is a numbers game, and we must honor the math 100%. We're going to honor the math, right? But it's more of an energy game. This is an energy game, and energy is about channeling channeling energy, right? Energy, if you understand physics, there's no creation of energy per se. It's just transferring energy, right? From one form to another, right? And so you're literally taking your focus from 100 things to 2 things. You've just channeled your attention to those 2 things from 100, right? That's why so many things that we're doing, having worksheets and books, having a class, right? Channeling all of your focus to learn just this one thing, learn how to sell and recruit. Okay. So powerful. Same with the people that you're looking for. I used to think, wow, no, but who's our product for? I mean, any of you ever said this, right? Who's the product for? It's for, yes, it's for everybody. Everybody needs this. Hey, that might be true, but go try to talk to everybody and see how that works out for you. It's kind of like faith, right? Faith to take a step into the dark, right? If you don't take a step into the dark, if you wait for the light to come, you may be waiting for a long time. But when you have faith and you move your foot to like go step into that darkness, somehow the light appears, right? It's like it didn't make sense logically, perhaps, to you, right? But it's kind of a true principle. Same with this. I think what you'll find is when you start focusing on what you want, you're going to find more of what you want. And by narrowing the search or narrowing the criteria, like who do you want? Anybody with a pulse. Well, now everybody is just a number to you. Everybody's just some faceless credit card, right? Whereas if you know what are the demographics of the person I'm looking for, right? What are their pains, their fears, their needs, their wants? What are their characteristics? And how do I know when they're ready, willing, and able? Right? Wait, I got to think about these things. Do you want to be a master? Do you want to be premier? Do you want to go from being present to being premier? 4, 5, 6. Do you want to go from growing and premier to being an elite? 7, 8, 9. That's 4, 5, and 6 is hundreds of thousands of dollars in business a year. Pro 4, that's 10,000 minimum, right? A month. That's $120,000 a year top line business, right? It's $100,000 business. That is nothing to discount. That's nothing to poo-poo, right? That's serious. That's a serious business, folks. That's a serious business. That's a business, right? Up to, goodness, Pro 6, that's $500,000 a year business. That's a premier business. You're going to have to focus if you want to move from being present to being premier. You're going to have to continue to focus and hone in and help others to do it, to go from premier to elite. And elite at every level is $1 million and multi-million-dollar business. $1 to $6 million minimum a year, right? And you're going to have to focus and help others focus. It's just helping more people concentrate energy to go from elite to master. And master is tens of millions of dollars a year. It's just building on each other. Focus. If you're worried about focus limiting you, focus is actually what's going to allow you to expand. Okay. So, and something, I'll tell you one line that jumped out to me from this week's lesson when Deb said, when you get focused on what you're looking for, right? Now, can you be looking for various kinds of people? Sure. Start with one though, right? Instead of saying I'm looking for everybody, start with what's the one, when I say one, the avatar. The avatar is one description that represents a number of people. So look at this. We've gone from wide, everybody, down to one, an avatar that actually expands to a group of a bunch of people. Your avatar is not just one person out there. It's one person who represents many, right? So But she said, when you decide you know who you're looking for, then your reticular activating system in the brain gets triggered, and I'm going to use trigger in a good way, right? Gets alerted, we'll say alerted, when that person's around, when that person's being talked about. Have you ever noticed, have you ever learned like a new word? Or you've ever, you learned a new word and that you've never heard before. You're like, wow, that's a great word. I'm going to learn it. And then for the next month, you hear that word like 37 times. Ever happened to you? Right? You're like, nobody ever used to say this word. Yes, they did. They did. They were saying that word. You were just clueless. Right? You just weren't in it. You weren't focused. You were focused on all these other things. You honed in and focused on one word, and now that word pops up every other day, right? That's what will happen for you. Now, can you train yourself to be very focused on several types of avatars, right? Sure. But guess where we need to start? Let's just start someplace. Like, let's just pick one. Oh, what happens? What's my demographic? So, and boy, this is hard. I'm not even done with this. This is work, by the way. Anybody finish? So the worksheets here, we're on page 19, avatar building resource, okay, in the I Can Sell and Recruit workbook. You're going through demographics. The demographics are the age, gender, education, marital status, children, household income, open to what product lines, work experience, job, background, years of experience. I want to challenge you to do this if you haven't already. By the way, has anybody gone through demographics, psychographics? Now, the psychographics are their fears, their frustrations, their pain. The demographics are explanations about kind of the outside of their life, right? The psychographic is an explanation and a listing of the things going on inside, their fears, their frustrations, their pains, their wants, their needs, their hot buttons, okay? And then what are their positive qualities? Notice we said positive qualities. If you are sick and tired of attracting complainers, then guess what the problem is? You are attracting complainers. So stop and don't say, you're doing that to me. Oh yeah. Then, and don't say, you need to get that chair. Don't say, I'm sick and tired of attracting complainers, because guess what you just put your energy into, right? Don't tell me, don't tell yourself what you don't want. You know how many people I've talked to that said, I'm just tired of working with people who don't want to work. That is so representative of where you are right now. If you have people who don't want to work, don't even mention anything about it, right? Let's say you're tired of it. You're not putting enough energy into finding people who want to work. That should be a positive quality on your, on your form here. Who are they? What do they want? What are their desires? What's their willingness, right? What's their mental and emotional achievement? You get to go and basically pick who you want. Stop settling. Stop settling, right? And just, this is such a faith thing. Try this out. Try this out. Really get determined about who you're ideally looking for. Now, are you still going to attract other people as well? When you are magnetic, you're going to attract all kinds of people, but you're going to see that you're going to attract more of the type of people that you want. They don't all have to be the only ideal, but by creating focus, you're going to become a magnet, and you're going to be able to track that number one avatar. And the other people will be there, and you can kind of pick and choose as well. But anybody go through this for raving fans? I started for your dream customer and for your ideal builder. Okay. And I think the most important thing here right now, where Seth Mulder is here right now, February 5th, 2022, like, I'm going to start with my ideal builder. Okay. That's where I'm going to start. Why? Because that's where I want my focus to be, right? This is me. This is my strategy. You're the CEO. You do what feels good to you. Okay. But I like my initial thought is if I want to grow my business, right? I got a brand new, I went to the copy shop today and got printed out the vision board that I've been working on, right? And part of that vision board is mentoring three new Pro 8s and new legs. That's on my vision board right there in the center. Okay. If I want to build three, find help, mentor, sponsor, recruit, train, duplicate, mentor, coach, lead. That's all three phases. 3 Pro 8s. Where should I be? Where should a lot of my focus be? Where should my focus be? Ideal builders. That's where I'm going to start. Okay. If that's a stretch for you, like if you get anxiety, then we need to do some belief work. Okay. Right. You want to get there? That's where I'm programmed right now to go to. I want you to go wherever you find the most flow right now. Okay. If you got the most flow from, oh, yes, I think I can work. It's going to be work, but I can get my dream customer down or my raving. You know what I'm saying? Don't force it, but that's where I'm starting my ideal builder. Demographic, psychographic, characteristics. Beverly, you have your hand raised.
Oh, yes, I just have a list for my avatar. I just need to name her.
Love it. Hey, will you read it to us, please?
Yes. Okay, she's between, I've got 35 to 55, but I think I'm going to edit that. Okay, 35 to 55, college or street smart, married with supportive husband, middle school kids or older, 200,000 plus income, 15 years plus professional leadership, role including network marketing, works too many hours, wants more time with her family, wants less stress and more fulfilling work, coachable, self-motivated, leader, wellness-minded, driven, visionary, competitive, spiritual, ready, willing, and able. Thank you.
Who wants to sponsor that woman? Right?
I do. I got a name. I'm going to need to name her. So, and thanks for the tidbit, because I will put a picture of me up there
Love it.
for boldness, I guess, for just going all in to play.
Yeah. Beverly, something I'm going to recommend, you put your picture on there. I'm going to show you an avatar board here in a bit. You put your picture on there. I'm going to invite you. Do you want to play? Okay.
Yes. Yes, I do.
3 words, 3 descriptors that describe you. Amazing, beautiful, capable, wild, whatever those 3 words, because that's so important. You put you on that board, you're putting the best you on that board, right? So with it, you look at that, like, Stephanie has 3 words that I think are maybe her words of the year. Things that she's seeking, right? Things she's stepping into more fully. So make sure that when your picture's up there, you've defined that picture. This is what this woman is. You looking at you, I made a post a few days ago, a story, and I said, all y'all look in the mirror today. Go stand in front of the mirror right now. Look that person in the eye and say to that person with all the emotion and fullness, I love you, right? You got it. You're defining who you are. So make sure that that's a part of that.
Thank you, Seth.
Love it. Awesome. Okay. So just by raising hands or chat box, did you or how many of you finished either the ideal builder, the dream customer, or the raving fan 4 boxes, right? Demographics, psychographics, and then the characteristics. Anybody do that completely? I mean, Beverly Hill did. That was Beverly. Was that for your ideal builder?
Yes.
Beautiful.
And I did fill it all out, but yes, I've honed it in. I really want, yes, builder. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. So, what are you looking for?
It's in your other brief. Oh.
So get that done. Work on that. I should say, get it done, work on it, right? It's something that can continue to flow and to grow. And you can, I mean, the more you know who you're looking for, because the more, you see what's happening here, we're doing in this class? Focus on knowing who you are, neuro tools, core beliefs, focus on who you're looking for. Wow. You hone into that, you are top 5%. You just walked into in being able to capitalize on the profits and the benefits and the results of the top 5% of this profession. Dottie, I didn't recognize you for coming in. Good to have you in here, Dottie. Thanks. I want to share an avatar board, but again, I'm going to say, really go through this, make sure you fill out the worksheets, and the way that you fill out pages 20, 21, 22, right? Raving customers, dream customers, ideal builders, okay, is really utilize this resource on page 19, okay? Get detailed. Don't skip any of these. Don't just kind of do, well, the demographic is I'm looking for a middle-aged person, right? Hone it in. I wrote 40 to 60, 40 to 60 on my ideal builder. And I'm thinking, is that the right number, right? Because I've got people older. Don't be afraid to hone it in, though, okay? And go through all of those things. Because if you know that person, then if you really know who you're looking for, then when they show up in front of you, guess what? You're going to recognize them. I don't know if you've heard this story. Deb shared a story, and I'm not sure how many of you ever heard this story. She had a friend who was in the real estate industry. High-end homes. Richard knows this story. High-end homes, okay? Make and bank, but at some point was really struggling. The market had turned or something like that, right? And they were getting a coffee or something. I think the story was they were standing in line for coffee, and she was just saying, just kind of like, Deb, this is where things are. And it was all the frustrations, all the realities that, we all got, that the vicissitudes of real estate in a bad market, right? Or whatever. And there was these ladies right in front of, or to the side of them, that were having this conversation. And one of the ladies was talking to her, saying how she needed to list her home, high-end home, right? 7-figure plus home. But needed to find, the right person to list it, and struggling or whatever. And Deb's listening to this and saying, hey, to her friend, your ideal person is standing right next to you in this coffee shop. And Deb pointed it out, but her friend, mentality wise, the focus wasn't there. They ended up getting an exchange. They ended up exchanging information, but she never secured that client. She was right there and didn't recognize that client. Why? Trouble with the self and trouble with the avatar, right? You see that? So knowing who you're looking for is going to open up. Knowing who you are and knowing who you're looking for and who you're going to help. Any comments before we move on? Any questions somebody has?
Yeah, I have a question. So if I understood it correctly, so we're going to fill the page where it says demographics, psychographics, positive qualities. So it's just going to be generic for all those three. Not generic, but I mean specific for what we're avatar. And then we're going to pick, so when we do raving fans, we're going to pick and kind of rewrite. It's almost like what belongs here and what belongs there.
The way I'm doing this is I'm just using the avatar building resource, page 19, as my line item kind of form, and then I'm kind of holding that and then going to raving fans. So the demographics in the demographics square for raving fans, I'm flipping back to age 19. Okay, age, gender. Boom, I'm going to write that in. Next, education. I'm going to write that in on page 20. Marital status, children, gonna then write that in on page 20. So I'm not personally writing anything in on page 19. I'm just using these as the subcategories for demographics. And then, the pains, fears, needs, wants, right? What are their biggest fears, their biggest frustrations, their biggest pains, their wants, their needs, their hot buttons, right? Then I'm going to the third column on page 19, positive qualities, and I'm writing that in under the square characteristics, right? So that's kind of, I'm using page 19 kind of as, I'm not writing anything there, but I'm going to answer those questions on page 19 or those lines in page 20 for raving fans, page 21, page 22 for customers and builders. Does that make sense, Lillian? Okay. So what I'd love to see is post these. Okay. Post these in the community. Okay. Post these in our thread when you get one done. Okay. You can take a screenshot if you want. Take a screenshot of one section. Just start to kind of use this as accountability to put this back out to the group. You're creating value down on the paper. It's coming, you're concentrating energy from your brain, right? Down to this worksheet. Then you're going to put it out there to us. You're now teaching, right? That's all part of methodology in being accountable and growing and putting your energy out. Okay. Yeah. Anything else on that? I want to show you one final thing before we kind of wrap up. Anybody have any questions so far? Okay. I'm going to share my screen with you and I'm going to show you, let me know when you can see my screen. Thumbs up. Are we good? Yes. Thumbs up. Okay. So I've gone to Canva. You don't have to use Canva. I like Canva. I'm still on the free Canva account, by the way. I haven't paid a dime. And check out all this. Check out all these, I've got a vision board here that I just printed. I've got my basketball vision board. Okay. Like I carry this around. I'm going to show you the power of visualization. This is my basketball vision board. And I'm showing you this. I wasn't planning on it, but you're going to see some correlation. This is my vision board for basketball, right? And with players and people I want to be like, too, actually, and words and concepts and focuses that I have, right? Programming and anchoring, right? I am the rock, right? I'm going to be the one they can count on. I'm going for a championship this year in the league I'm playing in, right? So you can kind of see that I am, and I'm programming this. And when it sits in the bottom of my basketball bag, and when I pull out my shoes and my ball, I look at that, I tap it, I tap my heart. Between games, I might come back and anchor in something, that I'm focusing on and need to work on, right? Game winners this morning, by the way, one clutch game winner from the 28 feet, right? To win the game, living here, this board. I made this for free in Canva. Super, super simple. And by the way, then I laminated it, right? Printed it in color, had it laminated. And then that's, it's an 8.5 by 11, kind of like this big, goes in my gym bag. I carry it everywhere when I go play ball. All my designs, let's see, go back. Magdalene just made her vision board. We printed it out today. So fun for her. By the way, she printed it out. Where did I put those? She printed it out. And then she also printed, I was going to show you, I thought that was so cute. Little 4x6 ones too. So she's got a big one, right? And then she's got 4x6s that she can put in her book bag. She can put in her scripture, right? She can put on her bathroom mirror, always keeping that vision, that focus. We have over 6,000 thoughts a day. Over 4,000 and 4,500 of them are typically negative. Talk about disorganized. And in one way, we're focused on what? The wrong thing, right? Right? So here is a vision board for my leadership. This is my leadership vision board, okay? And you can see, do you see that there are you see some of the similarities there in that? Hold on, let me get you back. Where did you go? I lost my pictures of y'all, but I'll just have to deal with it. But so I can't see your reactions, but you see how there's some similarities here. There's some differences here, but this ties into my central concepts. Here's what I'm becoming, and I want to become, here's what I accept as a worthy representation of me, right? You see the rock again. You see some of the words that are important to me, my relationship with my wife, where we're going, you know, my leadership from a rank standpoint, my magnetic, and I don't know if you see this up here in this top left-hand corner. This is important for me. That doesn't have to be important for you. Do y'all see this? This woman here, okay, holding the umbrella. Just notice that this is on my leadership board, and I've got a magnet up there by her, okay? Now, let me go back and go back to all my designs. So I've got a vision board I showed you. I've got a leadership vision board. I've got a hoop, a basketball vision board. And now I've got, and this is what I really wanted to show you. This is my avatar board. And this is kind of small. Let me see. I've got this in a weird format, but oh, maybe, can you all kind of see that though, at least, hopefully. So this is my avatar board. Do you notice that this lady right here, my avatar, you notice that she was on my leadership vision board too. See, you see, I'm anchoring my vision boards, various concepts that I'm focusing on, right? Maybe at a given time, but they're all tied together, right? There's that continuity, and I'm anchoring all of those things at all times. So this avatar board ties me back into my leadership board. And that leadership board is also connected to my vision board. Now, I didn't create all these at the same time. Just start with one. If you want to know the truth, the first one I created was the leadership board because I was taking a class, right? The last one I did was my vision board. I did the avatar board before I ever did that. So I'm not so concerned about where you start. Since we're taking the I Can Sell and Recruit class, you probably want to start with your avatar board. But I just wanted to explain for you how I approached this. This is not the only way to do it, but it is a way that has actually been done. I'm being successful. I'm loving it. So the bottom of this vision board, the anchoring here, the foundation is this is the woman that this woman is 45 years old, right? She's 45 years old. What kind of, can you see the emotion? Do you see that? I didn't even have to write a word. I could look at this picture. In fact, I'd love to, drop in the chat box what you're seeing, what your emotions are, what you're seeing I'm creating, okay? What kind of woman do you think, looking at this vision board, the bottom half, I'm attracting to our business, right? Can you put in some district? Okay, Richard, a powerful, confident woman. Yeah. She's got vision. Yes, Loretta. Do you see where her eyes are, right? Her eyes are looking up, right? Yes, Lillian, it reminds me of stars in the sky. This, by the way, this background is on Canva. Okay, I found this background on Canva, which was like, are you kidding me? Look at, there's shooting stars, there's bright stars, there's brighter stars. This woman is happy and successful. Okay, do you want to attract, like sometimes I think, oh, I need to attract somebody who's needy and who needs this. Wow, okay. What if I'm like, I need to attract people? I mean, I have an avatar, somebody in mind who I'm attracting because I think I need somebody needy. I know that person. They're a wonderful person, and I pray for them and I want to help them, and I'm actually helping them. If that's what I continue to attract, the bulk, then I won't be able to find the woman who is strong, driven, positive, not needy, right? I'm not going to attract that. Do you want to attract a person who wants to be successful or who's already happy and successful? Sometimes you may challenge your beliefs, by the way, and say, well, no, but that's great. If they're already successful, why would they need this? That's the wrong attitude to have. And if you've ever thought that, we need to do a cancel, clear, stop, and reprogram. I want the person. Okay, yes, because they need time. Maybe you're looking for the person who's very successful. I'll tell you what I wrote. I started writing down on my my avatar, my ideal builder, I want somebody who's maybe been discarded at a high level. Okay. Maybe they've been betrayed at a high level. Now, I don't want to attract a bunch of people who've been abandoned, right? And solely, right? And are only looking to heal. I mean, many of us here on this call have been abandoned. That's okay. We got to work through that. But who do you want to attract? I want to attract people who've been to the top of their business, haven't gotten what they wanted, and they're looking for something more. Do you see what that's much different than the person who is 20, 24, not sure what they want to do, leery about starting a network marketing business, but says they want to be successful. You see what I'm saying? I'm looking for this girl right here. And by the way, she's tapped out. I'm looking for the woman who has tapped out and done very well in her current area, right? Beverly, she accomplished everything she wanted to do in corporate America. She's looking to move up, right? Or move over, not just, somebody who wants to pull themselves out of the gutter, right? Does that make sense? In your business, you have to look for that kind of person. Otherwise, you will spend so much time trying to fix broken bicycles that you'll never get anywhere. Does that make sense? And if that sounds harsh, if that sounds insensitive, will you drop that in the chat box? Because we need to talk about that, right? That is a belief. It's absolutely a belief and a core belief. Loretta, full of joy and always sees the light, right? Don't you just love this picture? I found this in Canva. Everything I found in Canva, by the way, is the free pictures. Okay. She is holding her opportunity. She is attracting her light. She's holding light and stars in her hands and looking up to go higher. This woman embodies what I am looking for, right? Technology savvy, okay, is a great trait. Somebody who's looking for more, awesome, light, love, and abundance. This woman is all about life, love, and abundance, right? See that? This is the kind of woman I want to attract. Now, I also, again, this is symbolic, doesn't have to be, you don't have to do it this way, but this is what I see. This woman has her feet on the ground and her head in the stars. In other words, this is reality. There's reality, right? She is a dreamer with her boots on the ground. She's willing to move and her head in the clouds, okay? Head in the stars, right? And then I put people I know up here, okay? First and foremost, okay, I put my wife right in the center there, because she's the foundational woman in my life. And that has to be a part of my vision and her vision and our vision as a team. Okay. And then I put other women whom I know or know of, who I wanted to duplicate, who I wanted to attract personally. Many of these women are in my organization and wildly successful, growing very fast. I want to personally recruit these women, avatars again, right? So if I've already attracted it one time into my team, I want to attract it again, right? So I'll give you just an explanation. Linda Supasara here, she spoke in convention. And if you remember, she's originally from Thailand. She's the one who spoke about Seth Mulder, tried to recruit me. Seth Mulder called me in 2017 and 2018 and 2019 and 2021. Do you remember this? Anybody remember this at convention? I remember it. I was there and I was watching it. Linda, I know. Yes. She did not join with me. In 2021, she did end up joining a friend who happened to be in my Thailand group, okay? Talked to her and she enrolled with that friend, right? After a couple of times of connection. I got the ball rolling with Linda and I'm so happy she's in my organization. By the way, she just hit Pro 6. She was Pro 5 at convention. She just hit Pro 6 and she calls herself Biohacking Linda. I am going to attract Linda, international, bilingual, international roots from a market that we are in or going to, successful in what she does, technology savvy, and building in the US and internationally. I'm going to attract her. Next time, I'm going to personally enroll her. Do you see how it's symbolic and she's on my list? Lourdes Rosas, Elite Pro 8, just was on a mentoring call with her and talking about how we're going to blow up the Latin speaking, the Spanish speaking market here in the US. I'm going to attract her again. I'm going to help her take her business to 1 million and be involved in that. But I'm going to attract that at her as an avatar. I've got members from the Hawaii team from Pro 5 to Pro 9, Elite Daisy Goodwin. Who's this? Anybody know who this lady is? You see that? Can you
Aaron
see that?
Brockovich.
Brockovich. Aaron Brockovich is on my lead. I'm going to attract. Okay, Aaron Brockovich was not in our profession. I'm going to attract gutsy. What was I going to say? Who was the actress that portrayed her in the movie? Help me out.
Julia Roberts.
I'm going to attract Julia Roberts into our business. Gutsy, go get it women, right? Who are going to go do their own thing, right? And change the world and aren't afraid to fight for from the top. Now, keep in mind, remember, if you've seen the movie, but if you know her story, was she wild and amazingly successful when she started? No, she started and walked in off the street. So again, I'm not saying that I'm only going to work with people who've been wildly successful, but do you see that I'm really honed in? Aaron Brockovich came from, essentially the ground floor, but had all the qualities and the hustle to go get it done. Does that make sense? That's who I'm attracted. This is Patty Cepeda. She's probably the #1 earner at Isogenics right now. We're Facebook friends. We talk back and forth. She's on my avatar board, right? Martine Wallace, Elite Pro 8, $0 to $400,000 of volume in 12 months. She's in my organization, deep in my organization through 2 other Pro 10s, Brandon and Lynette Cunningham in Australia. International, go get her. I'm going to attract her, right? Yuppie Pro 9, just hit Pro 9. She's my Japanese team. I'm going to go personally recruit an avatar represented by her. Does it make sense? Marjorie Ham's on here, pioneering Philippines. Angie Rosas, Pro 7 out of Mexico. Same thing, wants to be the first Latin American Pro 10. Okay, the first Latina Pro 10. I'm going to go sponsor and recruit personally and just like her. And this is the Tubtims, Blake and Sheila Tubtim. They're in a company called Eric's, and they're masters there. I'm going to go sponsor women. She's very active in their business. Women who are attached to husbands, right? Be wildly successful. So this is what I put into my avatar board. You need to go create yours. Okay. But I'm so proud of this. I mean, can you tell how excited I am about my avatar board? I'm so proud of that avatar board. And it's up with me. Here it is. I carry it with me when I go places. I tap on it and say, see her, I deserve to attract her. See her, I see her, and that's what I'm going to go do. So that's where, as you're building, right? And you can see, I could actually reverse engineer. I could go to this avatar board, which I built and created creatively. And then I could go fill in this paper, this worksheet. You see how that could work as well? Instead of starting here, I kind of actually started here with feelings in mind, right? And then I can go, and then I'm not going to skip this, okay? Because I need to define it. I've got the pictures here. Now I need to define it more. Or you can start from the analytical side and then go find those representations. So anything you want to say about avatar board before we wrap up our 30-minute recap, which was 60 minutes? Richard, go ahead.
I think it's a game changer. I think it helps us to focus and hone in on it. I love it. I absolutely love it. Thank you.
Thank you, Beverly. By the way, you see any of these, you see, what's the expressions on the faces of every one of these beautiful and amazing people who are on?
They're excited.
Power, excitement, happiness, joy, every single one of them. Richard, what was your comment? And then we'll go Richard.
Okay, am I on here? Can you hear me?
You are on as big as they get, man. You are on the main stage.
Okay, just one thing really quickly. The old Rick would have thought different, but I was approached by a financial advisor who's supposedly like, you know, really well off, yada, yada. Met with him, did the I, and I even told him, I said, my business has an I, T, and a T. And he's going, what? And I go, yeah, here's the I, and I'm sending you next the T tool, and then you're going to talk with my team. And he's going, oh, okay. But
That's
yeah,
the Rick. That's Rick Lingenheim right there.
Yeah.
That is Rick.
Anyway, I thought that was cool because I don't worry now. If the guy's successful, that's even more of a reason to talk to him.
The fastest way to Premier Elite Master from a volume standpoint is to bring in people better than you folks. That's why these ladies, I can tell, I could go through so many characteristics and show you where these ladies are going to outshine me. And that makes me the smartest. I was gonna say that makes me the smartest person in the room, but maybe I'm not the smartest, but that's why I'm so smart, is because I realize that I'm not the smartest. And if I can assemble a team who's smarter, brighter, beautifuler, happier, fuller, see all those things. If I can do that, then guess what? I can be free, right? It's how I made my first million in this industry. I had one friend who wasn't on my list initially, by the way, wasn't on my list. It wasn't on my avatar board, but I ended up recruiting him because he popped into my mind and he went onto my list. And I recruited him, supported the heck out of him. And he made 10 plus million and I made $1 million. And his leadership was bigger than mine. I wasn't like I had to keep ahead of him. I didn't keep ahead of most of the people in that organization. I just did what I could. I stayed humble as I could, right? And I just followed the heck out of him and supported him. And I was the guy. I didn't even have a name almost. It was like, oh, you're the kid that sponsored the good guy. That's, I mean, literally, there was like stories in oh, you're the kid that sponsored, so-and-so. Yeah, I am the kid. I'm the kid that's cashing a $32,000 check every month, and learning. And along that journey, I became a leader. And it wasn't day one, and it wasn't year 1 or 2. It was about 4 or 5 years into that when the team started to say, wow, Seth, like, you're an amazing leader. That was my journey. So grateful I had it. Lillian.
So this is amazing. I'm so excited. And as soon as I feed my dogs that are about to eat me alive, I will have my avatar board. But I just want to tell everyone that, oh, you can't see this, but you can buy self-adhesive laminating. They're single-sided that don't need the heat thing. They're like, this was like $11 for a 10 pack. So I got it at Staples or one of those stores. So then that way, if you make a new board, how we're constantly changing and we all of a sudden say like, oh, I should have done this. So it's easy to just print another one and then you stick this. And if you print it on photographic paper, it will work. I just thought it was easy to do it this way and have the ability to change it as we get smarter.
Yes. That's such a great point. I just printed this literally today. I've been working on this for probably a month or more. Okay, my vision board. There's our $500,000 semi 45-foot RV, right? But I've been making changes and adding, and I finally like, okay, just get it printed. And when I have another brilliant idea that's so important, like I got a draft done, and then the way I like to work, I got a draft done and let myself sit on it for not too long, right? And then I made the changes and now I'm done with that. I'm moving, and it's like, it's almost symbolic. This has been created in Canva, but today it feels so much more real to me. And I had 4 little ones made of this that are like 4th this size that I'm going to stick in various places, right? But if I need to make a change, guess what? It cost me $5 or $3 or whatever it is, right? Do you know how much this is worth? This tool is worth millions of dollars. That little corner right there going executive master, right? I'm not worried about it, right? I'm not worried about it, right? Worst case scenario, I could get a sticker and I could add a little sticker here if I wanted to, right? For a week or whatever. But yes, love that. Love that, Lillian. Get something, get a working copy, create a draft, let it develop, make some changes and get it working for you. Then you can always rewrite stuff, but I can tell you, it's just so powerful. So get that avatar board and then take a picture. I'm going to take a picture of my avatar board. And I'm actually going to take it. I'm going to trying to see if I'm going to take a selfie of it or just take a picture of it or whatever, but take a picture of a selfie or you and your avatar board and post it in the thread. That's one of the big takeaways. One of the big takeaways. And then a kind of extra homework. How many of you have not, raise your hand if you have not listened to Stars in the Sky for Business Builders NeuroTool? Okay. Stars in the Sky for Business Builders NeuroTool. Raise your hand if you've not listened to that. Okay. All right, Odell. Okay. You're going to love that. You're going to take this board. Okay. You say, see her. I deserve to attract her to my business. See her. I deserve to bring her to my business. Right? See her. She is waiting. She is looking for me right now, and I'm going to find her. Right? So incredibly powerful. If I had a top 10, if I have a top 10 for focusing you, that neuro tool, 100%, right? Okay, let's do this. Let's end with this. Will you drop in the chat box, again, focus, what you wanted, what your goal was, your goal with taking this class. So write goal or vision. Let's write vision. Type in vision and then your goal for taking this class. I want to bring you back again, everything you're doing for that purpose. And mine was to double my recruiting. And notice I put recruiting first. I know the name of the class is selling and recruiting, but can you see how I'm choosing to put my focus in a certain area? So I'm here in this 10-week class. I want to double my recruiting and selling. Okay. Awesome. No, I don't have my CDL. You don't actually have to have a CDL for that one, I don't think. I'll look into that though. I'll find out when they pull me over. That'll be the first time I'll be checking that. Awesome. Richard says Vision Pro 3, and he's like, then Pro 5. Love it. Carolee, Vision, wrap my head around builders. Awesome. Odell, rank advanced to Pro 4. Awesome. By the way, I'm reading these because as I read them and everybody hears them, we accept this. We accept that that's what you're going to attract and receive. This is part of creation, the creation process. So just know that when we're reading this, we're accepting it. Okay. We're accepting that you are worthy to put that inside of your set point, right? If it's outside your set point, it's going to be really hard to break out of that corral. Inside your set point, a lot easier just to do the math, honor the numbers and get there. Beverly, my goal and vision is for this class to help me get to become a master recruiter and go Pro 5. Love it. Speaking of going Pro 5 and Pro 3, I'm going to direct your attention to my wall of fame, right? That's my Pro 3 rocks. Actually, that's not mine. That's mine's still unopened. I got to do my video, but I've earned it. And it's down in my studio, but that's my Pro 3 award, Rockstar Award. I invite every single one of you to go earn your award so we can ship them all out. Lillian, your Pro 5 is on its way. I think they were supposed to ship by Monday. Okay. Loretta, Vision Pro 5, December 2022, attracting business builders and customers. Awesome. Beverly, Pro 5 by 55. That's got a ring to it. That might be on the vision board, 555. Joan, Vision, double your recruiting and selling. Yes. I was so excited. I had 5 distributors enrollments and 2 customers last month, which was for me. Again, I'm competing with only me. Okay. I know there are a lot of people who do a lot more than me. For me, I was stoked. I was so stoked to bring all 7 of those people to the team, the family. Lillian, goal, grow my business faster, recruit a minimum of 2 distributors a month, rank advance to Pro 6 this year, and earn Croatia trip. Whew, love all of those things. Croatia, y'all might not have seen this, but Croatia is part of my vision board. That's Dubrovnik, Croatia, right there. Okay. And Mount Fuji, Japan, and Lord Howe Island in Sydney, Australia, and Chiang Mai, Thailand. Oh no, that's Scotland and Chiang Mai, Thailand, with my family picture touching those, right? Taking my family to those places. That's my dream board. Joan, Pro 5 by September 22nd, 2023. Sue, how to become Pro 4 mentally and physically. Love that. Lillian, Carolee did Pro 3 Rockstar. Yeah, and message me. I think that's already in, by the way, because I sent all those through. So Carolee, I'll double check. But your Rockstar award should be in the batch with Lillian's 5 and my 5 and Marjorie Ham's 3 and 5 and your 3. Awesome job.
I didn't make
Huge
5
congrats.
yet. I'm almost there, but I didn't make 5 yet.
Oh, I thought you had. Maybe it's just
No.
because I already assumed.
If I get, because we need to get Pro 5 volume for 3 months out of 4, right?
3 out of 4, yes.
So if I get Pro 5 volume this month, then yes. I
So
already
when?
have the 5,000 in volume. I have more than that, but I need to
Perfect.
make Pro 5 one more month, this month.
So it's hitting Pro 5 again this month. Perfect.
Yes, which will happen. Yes.
It will happen. Richard Langenheim, Pro 5 by Global Convention. Love it. All right. So I want to invite you to let's anchor this in. Let's give gratitude. This has been an awesome session. Awesome session. I'm going to invite you to take a nice, deep, cleansing breath in through your nose. Okay. Breathe with me. And we're going to exhale through our mouth. We're going to breathe in again. And as you breathe in, go ahead and start to breathe. Breathe in. And as you're breathing in, I want you to breathe in light and love and intelligence. And every breath and every second you're breathing in and that avatar closer to you. And as you breathe out, you're going to breathe out, exhale nice and smooth. You're now putting out the message to that avatar that you are here. Okay. Again, you're going to breathe in. And as you're breathing in, all of your dreams and your hopes and your desires for this particular class, very focused, you're breathing that into you. It's actually becoming a part of assimilating to every single one of your 37 trillion cells. Now exhale, and the exhale, this is the gift. You are sending out your gift, your vision, your love, your light to that specific person and for that specific goal into the world. I want you to tap your chest and say, it is done. It is done. It is done. It is done.
It's done.
Whew. Awesome stuff. Thank you.
Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much.
Yeah, that's great. Really.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, everybody.
Love you much.